Right, so we're on to sales mix and quantity variances, and really nothing has changed. We're really looking again, nothing has changed. The same philosophy about treating mix and yield. We want to try and separate the ideas. When we look at mix, we're just interested in the way you've combined the agreed composition versus what you actually did, and and when we look at quantity, we're looking at really yield. So this is yield and this is mix, pretty much same. So let's look at mix first. Again, like I say, nothing. Here you're selling these whatever sofas and beds, and this was the agreed combination, a combination of 8 to 12. So 8 right to 12. So for every 8 sofas, sell to so whatever 8 over 10. So that's 40%, and that's 60%. So that's the agreed combination. So you go out there and you sell 9,500 of S and 11,000 of S. So this is a total of 20,500. So we agreed that you would sell. So if you're selling 20,500, 60% of this 40% and then 60%. So 40% of 20,500. Where's my calculator? So 40% times 20,500 is 8,200. So you have 8,200 here, and therefore you must have 12,300. This was the plan. This was the mix. This was the agreed mix. So for whatever you're selling, always sell it in this bundle. But you actually went along and you did actual. You actually went along and you did 9,500 and 11,000. So what this question is asking, well, what's the difference? What's the mix? What's the mix variance? So we look here. So you sold here, you sold 1,300. Then you should have. That probably, well, interestingly, when I look at the price actually went, well, yes. Well, no, the price went up. Okay, so both prices went up. So this is maybe more to do with just the ability of the sales team. You sold more in the end anyway. Then here, so the agreed mix was that you would sell 12,300, but you sold 11,000. So so this is favorable here, and you sold less, 1,300 less here. Now, of course, I'll have to just price this now, and this is at 5, and this is at 6. So therefore, if I basically, this is, I could work the whole thing out so you can see, but really it's £1 adverse overall, isn't it? Which is 1,300, isn't it? Because if I'm going to add the together anyway, we'll just do it anyway. 1,300 times 5 is 6,500 favorable. 1,300 times 6 is 7,800 adverse, leaving us with a 1,300 adverse when we add them together. So that's the first thing. And that's your mix variance, your sales mix variance. In terms of, we just focus on the mix. Remember, the focus again is just on the mix. Now, when we come to look at yield, again, the argument here is pretty simple. Again, because here we're just talking about finished products, that we expected you to sell in terms of S and T, because now we must keep, this is the bit that I know students don't really like, but you have to kind of keep it constant. The idea here is that you were to sell S and T in the combination here of, so I'll just go back here. So this is the agreed mix. So you sold 20,500, right? But now I just want to focus on output. So this is the agreed mix, 20,500. So 8,200, 12,300, 8,200, 12,300. This was the agreed mix of 20,500, and you went along and you actually sold. But this is what you actually did. You sold 20,500 in this mix, the standard mix, because I've done mix already. Now I need to focus on efficiency. But the budgeted plan was to sell 20,000. So to sell 20,000, you would have sold 8,000, and here 12. 12,000. So ultimately, what's happened now is that I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it in a third way just to show you where I'm going. But the key point is now here you sold 200 more of S's and 300 more. So this is what actually happened, and this was the budget. And with sales, it just is what it is in terms of the output. So 200 here, both favorable because right, this is favorable and this is favorable. So we have 200 times 5, and we have 300 times 6, right? So this is here 1,000, and this here is 1,800. So this is 2,800 favorable, right? I mean, the other way you could look at it is fundamentally you was going to sell 20,000 units. This is what I was saying earlier on, 20,000, and you ended up selling 20,500. So you've sold 500 more. The question is, how do I analyze this 500 more? Well, if I'm analyzing it, the ratio was to sell 8 to 12, right? So 40% to 60%. So 40% of this, 40% of 500 is 200. 60% is 300. So in a way, I'm still doing exactly the same thing by doing it this way. I'm just trying to, I'm interested in efficiency, you see, which is why you have to kind of bring these guys according to the standards. If I'm going, because I'm doing that anyway when I come over here. All I did was I took the 500 from here and then I standardized it. So according to the ratio. And so that's why you see us standardizing actual, if you like. Cool, great. And that's your sales mix. That's TYU 13, TYU 13. And the principle is applied throughout for all sales mixes of any type. Okay, great stuff.